Boom, guys, listen, we're back, and today I want to talk a little bit about freedom. I remember when I was 16, when I went to high school, right? I had this idea of what freedom was. Something that I've come to now, being 27, done a lot of stuff. I've realized how wrong I was back then, and I want to share that today with you guys, and perhaps give you guys some clarity. Because when I was 16, I was in high school, and I was a big gamer back then, right? Huge gamer. I'm the best at video games. And so my idea for freedom then, because I was really low energy, and I wanted to quit high school. I wanted to quit high school and just leave it all because it was winter. I was like, I just want to escape. I just want to escape it all. And typical thoughts that goes into the mind of a young, saddened individual. And my, idea for what I kind of wanted to do and what I wanted kind of to, replace that with was I wanted to go and live in a hammock in Fiji. All right, I even know the video because I was watching this video it's still on YouTube by Expedia or something. It's this overview of Fiji, and I was sitting there in front of my computer. I was like, wow, this looks amazing, right? I've seen the movies too, the Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I think that probably influenced some of it. And I've also seen the movie Into the Wild, if you've seen that. It's really good, about Christopher McCandless. So that's really good. This whole freedom thing that came up through watching these videos, these movies, and this video was that, how nice would it not be to just escape it all? You can escape it all. You don't have to do anything. You just live in this hammock on an island. You don't have to do anything, right? That was the idea, right? That's the idea of freedom that I had right there. And I got to realize how flawed that is now, because and this is such a phenomenal thing because I've done, martial arts, and you guys know already, right? You do ultra marathons and all this stuff. Because this was just before I kind of discovered the whole training thing, and I started going to the gym. And this is how it kind of like changed my life and kind of changed my whole philosophy of what true freedom is. So, well, we're gonna play a game, right? And I got this from Jordan Peterson actually, but I found it so profound. The way he kind of explained it.
So we're talking about freedom. It's like, okay, freedom. It's freedom from constraint is freedom. Let's play a game. Do you want to play this game?
Sure.
Okay.
We're gonna play this game, right? Which is the game I played. And I'm gonna play that with you right now, watching this. And the game is that
you move first.
What do you mean?
That's the game. You can do anything you want. You move first.
Right? You're free to do anything. You're free to do absolutely anything you want. What do you do?
You think, that's not much of a game. It's like, no, it's the perfect game. You're absolutely free to do anything you want.
Okay.
Well, everybody does what you did. You just sit there.
Most people, they don't know, right? And the thing is that I didn't even know, right? Back then.
The right amount of rules for freedom is not 0.
What freedom is does not come with 0 rules. It's so profound, this question of, okay, you're free to do anything, and yet we still sit here and we're like, what do I do? And that was so profound when I heard this, because that was kind of exactly the predicament that I was in back then. Because I wanted no rules. That was my idea of freedom. No rules, nothing, no responsibility, no nothing. Just a hammock, a beach, and I didn't even know further, right? You just wanted to escape. And it's a flawed version of what freedom truly is. There needs to be rules in order to be freedom. Because if not, why do you have any incentive to get off of your butt and start doing something? And through my training and through doing different stuff, I realized that, it's so, like, I hear this, right? There's no freedom that you feel. There's no peace. Like, peace and freedom kind of interlinked, right? They're not the same, but they're close cousins, right? The freedom you feel after you've done an insane workout will be worth way more than the freedom you feel if you just go and live and, lay down in a hammock. Because it's earned, right? What's the rules that's gonna get you to earn your freedom? That's basically what we're asking here. Okay, what's the rules? Okay, you have to do this, then you get the freedom. But without these rules, then it's not earned. And so if you want to find out what you value your freedom at, look at how much you're willing to give it. Like, how much you're willing to put in order to get it. And how many rules are left at the end of that? That's essentially it. Because it's very flawed to sit there and think there's not going to be any rules, right? You can do whatever you want. Some of the times when I feel the least free, some of the times I feel the most, enslaved is when I am idle, passivity. you know why that is? And maybe you feel the same way. The times when we don't have anything to do, we don't know what to do, is the times when we suffer the most. And the reason for that is because we're enslaved by our own thoughts. We're enslaved by perhaps desire even. Thoughts, dreams, all this stuff that comes up. And maybe that's something you've already felt, but maybe you haven't been able to put the words on it. And the reason for that is because we're meant to be busy. We're meant to go and do something. We're meant to take action on stuff. And when we don't have that externally, perhaps going somewhere and taking a dip in the ocean, or going somewhere and doing a workout, or doing something, right? We find stuff to do. We fill our minds with all this stuff that we think perhaps it might seem meaningful in the moment, but we only suffer, right? Since we're so enslaved by our own minds when we're idle, when we're passive, it brings us back to the quote of like discipline equals freedom. But that's been taken such out of context because it's been, perpetrated, if that's the right word, by these Jocko Willink and these Navy SEAL guys, right? And it's fair, it's valid what they're saying, and in the context they're valid, right? But the extremes, right, they might not be relatable to you. And so I will give you this, like discipline is freedom. But it's not because it's about waking up in the freezer at 5 a.m. and listening to self-improvement podcast. That's not why, right? It's not the set structure of things. Discipline is freedom because you're giving the freedom rules. And like I said, without rules, there is no freedom. It's just passivity. It's just idle. It's just suffering. It's truly profound. You want to play a game and it's like, yeah, sure. Okay, you make the first move. And you don't know, right? Because there's no rules. What are you going to do? You're just going to lay in a hammock on an island? That's it, right? See how long that takes you in order to just get boring. See how long that takes you. Because it's funny, like we sit there and we're trying to contemplate, oh, this is freedom, I want this, I want that, right? See how long it takes you to do that thing that you maybe, oh, it's having no job, it's having, doing this, doing that, not doing that. See how long it takes you before you end up in the same suffering mindset of being, I don't know what to do, I need to do something. Because through the training I did, through all the training I've done, I realized that I clock in the same way I clock out of a normal job. The only difference is that no one tells me how to clock in. That's the only difference, right? And it's even good because I like working with coaches, right? As a coach myself, I like working with coaches. I like being told what to do because it gives you structure, right? And wherever you find that structure, that's where you're going to find some meaning.
Say now I put a chessboard in front of you and you think, oh my God, all the limitations. I can't throw a basketball on the chessboard, which you certainly can't, not if you're playing chess. But now you move first. I move the pawn two spaces forward.
I see what you're saying.
So
having some structure and some rules to follow gives people more of a path to
everything.
Right, you're just going to be a slave to nothing, right? You're just going to walk around thinking that you don't have anything to be accountable to, no nothing. See how fun that is. Try and just see how fun that is. Okay, because the game itself, it's just such a, it puts this into perspective so much. Like you can do whatever you want. Go do whatever you want. What are you going to do, right? You're going to do nothing, right? What are you going to do? You don't even know what you're going to do. You don't even know what freedom is. And so, until you find some structure, until you dedicate yourself to an ideal, right? Some rules, some discipline, you're not going to know. You're not going to know. You don't have no clue, just like I didn't have a clue when I was 16. I had no clue what it was. I had this pipe dream of living in a hammock on an island, drinking coconuts all day. Well, in reality, that's, I've seen this, right, in Thailand. You know how many times I was on the beach when I was in Thailand training Muay Thai? 3 times. 3 times. Because what am I going to do? Just lay there? I was never at the beach laying down, relaxing. It's not that you can't relax or anything, but it's like, there's purpose here. I find purpose in this gym. I find purpose in going there. There's rules. There's stuff I can't do, I can and cannot do. And that gave me a lot of meaning. So it's never been like me going here. I never do this. Right? I never go out and just tan and just lay down and tan. I don't know how people do it. I have no clue how people lay down and just be like, oh, I'm gonna tan. I have no clue how people do it. There needs to be something going on. It's funny. Who said that freedom would just come without cost? Without you can just quit everything and you can get freedom. Why should it not be earned? Huh? Why should it not be earned? Why should it not cost anything to actually achieve a certain level of peace through freedom? It makes no sense. We ingrain this thing like, oh, this is freedom, oh, this is freedom. We ingrain this thing, but it comes with no work, it comes with nothing, right? Or perhaps it comes to, oh, well, now you can clock out, you have your freedom, right? And so I want to say this too, right? This is a really, really good example of how, and I want to take this out of context completely, but if you're someone who's like alienated when I say this, then hey, you should check yourself. But this is a really good case for religion, for having a certain structure at least for guidelines on how to live, because you either choose to serve absolutely nothing, right? That's just an illusion, because you will serve something. If you're someone who says this, I will serve nothing, it's completely sovereign, well, you're still slave to the idea of being sovereign. That's the thing, right? You're slave to the idea of freedom, while freedom in of itself is found in the fact that you're submitting yourself to a set of rules. I hope that this resonated with you guys. It truly did resonate with me. Really profound stuff. So hope you guys have a great day. Take care and God bless. Boom!